Have you ever wondered how to actually armor yourself against the daily barrage of human negativity? You know, the frustration, the rudeness, just plain bad behavior? It's something we literally all face. But ancient wisdom actually offers us a remarkably practical defense mechanism. Okay, let's dive into this explainer on the Stoic Shield and explore how we can practically and effectively guard our minds against human malice. To really understand the stakes here, I want you to think about the last time you, say, scraped your knee or cut your hand. It stung, right? Of course it did. But physical hurt heals over time. Our bodies are literally designed to repair themselves, form a scab, and just move on. Human cruelty, though, that's entirely different. Mental wounds are the ones that can linger for a lifetime. We're looking at a stark contrast between a temporary physical injury and the potentially permanent psychological damage inflicted by the words and actions of others. The stakes for our mental health here are absolutely crucial. And this brilliantly illustrates the whole concept perfectly. Think of a snake bite. A snake can strike, right, and bite venom right into your system, but it cannot suck that venom back out. It's a one-way street. Similarly, there are things people can do to us. Harsh words spoken in a moment of anger, betrayals committed out of pure selfishness that do irreversible damage. Once the act is done, the perpetrator can't just reach into your psyche and hit undo. The venom has already been introduced. So what does this all mean? Well, it brings us to a harsh yet profoundly empowering reality. We are utterly powerless over other people's actions. We can't control what others say, and we certainly cannot control how they behave. That venomous strike from the outside world, completely out of our hands. But, and this is a massive, life-changing but, we possess absolute authority over what we allow to sit in our own mind. We and we alone are the final gatekeepers of our mental space. Okay, let's move on to Section 1, the morning reality check, expecting the worst. We're going to focus in on Marcus Aurelius here, and a famous, highly effective daily preparation technique he wrote about in Meditations. So, how do you start your day? A cup of coffee? Hot shower? Maybe grabbing your phone and instantly seeing a super frustrating email? We all hope for an easy, pleasant day, right? But the ancient Roman emperor and legendary Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius took a radically different, honestly, much more bracing approach to his mornings. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this striking list of difficult characters Aurelius tells us to actively anticipate. When you wake up in the morning, he advises, tell yourself right away that the people you are going to deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. He isn't doing this just to be some miserable pessimist. No, he's doing it to put on his mental armor before he even steps out the front door. He is completely removing the element of surprise. But he doesn't stop at merely expecting these difficult people to cross his path. He takes a really crucial step further to explain why they're this way. He writes that they act this way because they cannot tell good from evil. And this changes everything. These people aren't behaving toxically out of some deep-seated, inherent evil targeting you personally. Not at all. They act this way simply out of profound ignorance. They literally do not know any better. Which brings us nicely to Section 2, a shared human mind, reframing the enemy. This is where we reframe the problem entirely by looking at the deep, fundamental connection between all human beings. Understanding that their actions are born of ignorance allows us to shift our mindset entirely. Aurelius continues his morning meditation by reminding himself, "But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil." By truly recognizing the nature of good and evil yourself, your perspective on other people's bad behavior just changes entirely. You're no longer reacting blindly or emotionally to someone's insult. Instead, you're observing it from a place of higher clarity. You clearly see the ugliness for exactly what it is, ignorance, while holding tightly to the beauty of the good that you possess. And because of this enlightened clarity, Aurelius comes to a startling realization about the person harming him. He recognizes that the wrongdoer actually has a nature related to his own. Now, not by blood or by birth, but because they share the exact same mind and a share of the divine. That means even the most frustrating, arrogant, or dishonest person you meet today is deeply related to you on a fundamental human level. So the crucial point is this powerful realization. And so none of them can hurt me. No one can implicate me in ugliness. Because you share this divine nature and because you understand their ignorance, no external malice can actually damage your core self. If you simply don't allow their ugly behavior to penetrate your mind, you can't be implicated in it. You remain completely untouched, pristine, and entirely safe behind your Stoic shield. All right, moving into our final concept, Section 3, Designed to Work Together, the biological imperative. Here, we're shifting the focus from simply defending ourselves to understanding our actual biological and social purpose. You see, Stoicism isn't just about building impenetrable walls and isolating yourself from the world. It's really about understanding our broader biological and social purpose. Let's move to and see how this builds upon an incredibly vivid anatomical metaphor Aurelius uses. He says, "We were born to work together, like feet, hands, and eyes, like the two rows of teeth, upper and lower." I want you to really visualize that for a second. You would literally never expect your top row of teeth to declare war on your bottom row of teeth. Human cooperation, according to this philosophy, is meant to be just as essential and harmonious as the interworking parts of your very own body. This leaves us with a stark, binary choice between what is natural and what is unnatural. It is entirely natural to work together, to cooperate, just like those hands, feet, and teeth. Conversely, to obstruct each other, that's completely unnatural. To feel anger at someone, to turn your back on them, or to hate a relative, these are acts against our very nature. We are quite literally fighting our own biology and our own purpose when we harbor malice. Which brings us right back full circle to where we began. The world is full of difficult, sometimes ignorant people, and inevitably, someone is going to strike. The venom has been bitten into you. The irreversible words have been said, the act is done. But remember, while they can inflict the initial wound, they cannot suck the venom out. Only you control the antidote, because only you can control your mind. So, the ultimate question I want to leave you with today is this. When the strike happens, will you let it sit in your mind?